Hi guys, welcome to the 80th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. That's right, I said 80, boys and girls. We're really quite surprised that we've still been here, and we're still here, still doing the same thing. 80 editions in with 80 wonderful interviews that we've had, but I suppose we should crack on. Jamie, I do believe that these chronicles right here, for some reason on the tip of the old schnoz, are the Chronicles of Becky Baldwin.
Yeah, they are.
Excellent. We better get started. Hit it!
Hey, honey bunny, it's Rivka Reyes.
This is Ron Wasserman, the nut that wrote Go-Go Power Rangers.
It's Boba Fett here.
This is Molly Rennick from Living Dead Girl.
It's WWE superstar, legend, Davey Boy Smith's daughter, Georgia Smith.
Hello, this is Becky Baldwin, the bass player of Fury and Hands Off Gretel, and you're listening to or watching the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Laziest named food in existence.
Do you think they're going to have to rotate in with a barbed cock?
We're originally going to call it beef ball, but it sounded a bit weird. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 80th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And are the Chronicles of Becky Baldwin. It is I, the bearded brummy Jamie, and joining me, as always, is this handsome fella right here.
What were these?
It was a Welcome Home by Mercyful Fate.
I thought it might have been a Mercyful Fate related.
Yeah.
I was sure it was them off Fury. It's Scots for Tom. What's going on, guys? Hiya. Jamie,
Yes.
what do you call a dog that can do magic?
Magic. Oh, this is going to be a shit joke, isn't it? Go on, I don't know.
A labracadabrador?
Fuck's sake.
I literally saw this joke on TikTok. Yeah, I was actually on TikTok. It's like I back and watch old clips. And the guy telling the joke was like, this is the best dog joke you're ever going to hear. And he literally couldn't get the answer out for a good minute or two. And that's what made it so amazing. And when he actually said the answer, he went...
To be fair, that might be the best dog joke ever.
It is fantastic. But it's just it's a reaction to his delivery that made it even better. And I went, I'll still have to start the show. Thank you very much. That was absolutely amazing.
Plagiarising our content. Yes.
Woo! Plagiarising. I mean, it's better than digression. It is better than digression, actually. Yeah, digression is probably what we used for the true fans that have been here since the beginning. Digression was a very hot topic in the world of TCO pod. It was like a very hot topic, and now we've grown up. So, now we realise that we don't need silly catchphrases, Jamie, and or do we?
I was going to say, we do, just different ones.
Jamie, I was having a conversation with Braden, right? Former guest and good friend of the show. And we got onto the topic of penises. As we do. What I found absolutely mental, right, is that some animals have barbed penises. Okay?
Yes.
What female looks at that and goes, oh my God, you know what? I want you to fucking tear my insides out after you've, do you know what I mean? After you've absolutely ruined me, I want you to absolutely tear my insides straight out. So, because cats have barbed penises, and you're like,
they do, yes.
No wonder they're so agitated and angry at everything all the time.
It does make sense why my cat's an asshole. Because she's female. So, it does make sense.
It's like a mace, isn't it? The big fucking ball. That's what I mean. Like, what? I would be gutted if as males had barbed penises, because we'd never ever have sex ever.
We catch it on our trousers all the time. It'd be fucking nightmare.
Don't fucking think so, mate. That's going nowhere near me. Thank you very much.
When I said I want you to rip destroy my insides, I didn't mean like this. Fucking hell.
I didn't mean literally. But then it got weirder.
How the fuck does it get weirder than talking about barbed penises?
Ducks also have barbed penises, but ducks, a duck's cock is a corkscrew.
Wait, what?
Did you know that? It's corkscrew shaped.
I know where I'm going if I need to open a bottle of wine.
This is what I mean. Could you imagine? So when we're talking about how ducks are Tories, so they could be like quack quack, yes. No, sorry, let me just insert myself inside you, and then they have to spin, they have to rotate round to get inside, and then rotate back out again. If you think that you have that's how it. Obviously, it's not how it works, but it's just funny in my head. But do you think they're gonna have to rotate in with a barbed cock? So as they're going into the lady duck, she's like, fuck, oh Jesus Christ, oh my God. It's almost like, how you're inserting a screw into a chest of drawers or something. It literally be like that, isn't it? Yeah. And then, so when they're actually doing the deed then, a lady's duck's vagina can't be corkscrew shaped, surely.
I was going to say, is it riveted like the inside of a thing?
That's got to be the most painful, most horrific experience of a duck's life. So,
I'll never forget my first time, Sharon.
I'd love to have some ducklings, but I don't know if I actually want to go through with it. Yeah, Sharon, is that? Oh, Lucy, love Lucy, you don't want to. Trust me, it's not bloody worth it, love. They're fucking. You're screaming, then you have them and they're screaming. It's just not fun. Your laugh's pretty much gone.
It hurts. The man's just spinning around on top of you. You can't keep the mood, Sharon. I tell you, it's just weird.
Exactly. But then, like you say, but obviously Dr. Torres and they go, oh, Betty, darling, you need that wide open. Of course, give it here. So, Dave, why is there white stuff in this wine? What's all this? Oh, it's nothing, Betty. Don't worry, Betty. You just enjoy your wine, though. Okay.
The duck didn't last very long, love. It's not mocking for it. It happens to the best of us, love.
That's why they call me 5 Minute Terry. But yeah, it was just an absolutely crazy ass fucking conversation, and you know what? Literally like a rabbit hole. Luckily, like a rabbit, but you go down a rabbit hole, and you're like, I'm just really curious as to know what. I don't know why. All right, it was just a conversation that was had. We investigated, and that's what we came up with.
I was going to say, which one of you Googled which animals have barbed penises? Because it must have happened.
Well, I was just talking about cats, because there were cats shrieking outside. That's how the whole thing started. And then Braden talking about ducks. So I had to research, and I was like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Incognito mode, because I don't want this in my fucking search history. Thank you.
Well, there it is. It's there now. So I completely forget about private mode. So I might start getting mail in, actual posts being delivered and Google adverts and everything. It's like, raise your duck right.
I feel sorry for cats now you mention it, because they go through heat and shit where they're like, I need cat dick now, otherwise I will murder someone. Imagine craving that.
Yeah.
I need it. Oh, why do I want this?
Look, Steve, don't take a runner. Let's get this over as fast as possible, all right? Jesus. Oh, God. Cat anal would be horrible, wouldn't it? Oh. Anyway, let's move on, because that's getting weird.
Oh.
Do you know what? I also realised this started to happen as well, which is, I think, is the most mental thing, one of the most mental things that we do as humans. Jamie, when captions come up on TV at the end of a documentary, so like, Steve was murdered, April 21, he was jailed for life. Yeah?
Yeah.
His mother went on to become a barrister, that sort of thing. Why is it when captions come in on TV and movies, when, if based on a true story, one of you always reads it out loud, even the other person can clearly see what it says and reads it themselves? Why do we do that?
I do it.
Why is it when you watch a documentary? So, like I said, and it comes up and it's like, oh my God, Becky's mum became a barrister. Yeah, and then it says here, that she then died 2 years later. I know, Jamie, I can fucking read it. I can see it for myself.
And I'm always one of those ones as well that goes, oh, I wonder what happened to him. I'm going to Google it. It's literally just told me on the fucking TV. Why am I researching this? It's telling me the exact same thing I've just fucking read. But
then it's always, sometimes it comes with quite a bit. You read it really quickly because you think it's going to disappear. Even though there's a rewind function. You're like, shit, that reader's really fuck, hang on, quick, shit. Bollocks, I missed it. Oh, what did it say? What did it say?
And it's pause the screen. No, because the challenge is to read fast.
If the people out there that are thinking, what are you on about? No one does that. Then it's you. Right?
Going back to the conversation of cats. Luckily, mine is not even remotely the same conversation. Thank fuck. But I went to a kitty cafe this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, not by choice. It was Claire's son's birthday, and he wanted to go to the kitty cafe in Birmingham City Centre. It's literally just a cafe full of cats running around.
Yeah.
Weird concept, but it got me thinking, though. I was sort of sat there, I was looking around, I was like, what other animals could you do this with? Could you imagine just rocking on, where are you going today? The Penguin Cafe. Just walk in, there's just fucking penguins dawdling around the room. I was like,
I mean, it'd have to be fucking cold in there, wouldn't it?
It would have to be very cold in there. I don't know why penguins is the first animal that came to my mind. I was just like, what else could you do this with? Dogs would be a fucking nightmare. No matter what you try and eat. It's like,
not with food around, yeah. Not with food around, no. That's actually quite different. Rabbits, maybe?
Oh, rabbit cat would be ace.
You could do rabbits. There's not a lot you could do with. You could do like a flamingo or anything like that. That'd be
amazing.
wouldn't it?
That'd be fucking awesome.
They'd just be stood there judging you the entire time on one foot, like, look at these pathetic humans on two legs. Oh, God. Makes me sick, Steve. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Tony, actually, I do. These humans can't even balance very well, can they? No, they can't. Look at us balancing. They're not even paying us any attention. We should be in some sort of circus or some sort of talent show or something. We would absolutely slay it, Tony.
Flamingo's got talent. Or you can guarantee you'd have people in there stood in front of them on one leg. Go, oh, fucking do that, Dave. It's not that hard standing on one leg. I'm doing it now.
I wonder they'd have to probably go up and like tape measure to see who's got the longer leg, and then you win. Who can brush their feathers out whilst on one leg better or something like that? I don't know. It's just mental that they're pink. That's what blows my mind even further. It's just that they're not a natural colour.
Who love flamingos there?
Well, God was up there going, I've got lots of blackbirds, literally crows, etc. Ravens. Penguins are black and white. This is getting boring. Let's fuck the bird system up a little bit, shall we? Let's fuck the birds up a little bit. Let's make a big fucker that can only stand in water on one leg, and we'll make it pink. God was definitely drunk that day.
He definitely was.
What have I done yet? What? I'll tell you what, I'll make a snake. I'll make him one of the deadliest we've ever, but it's a muscle. No legs, he's got no arms, fuck all. Alright? I was making one big fucking long thing. And put up its jaw, well, deadly as fuck, Jesus. Deadly as fuck. Okay? But it's actually got nothing apart from just one long muscle. That'll be hilarious, Jesus. You know what I mean? I've done it anyway. Shut up, it's done. It's done. There we are. We'll make different varieties of them. Some that aren't even deadly at all. And people don't tell the difference, so they shit themselves in. I know when I have some fucking pink, but it's like I've gone flamingos.
Peacocks. Oh, that's one of my
flaming
wildest ideas. We could have a normal bird, but on its back, giant fucking duster. Call it peacock. Done.
I was happy with my joke and talk to them.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
That broke my heart. That's all right. It's okay. Jamie, don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
I just thought it was funny to be like, let's see what they flame and go, and then
I'll make to the smoke over it.
But still, all right. We'll discuss peacocks instead. I mean, peacocks are an interesting thing because they're colourful as fuck, like almost like chrome. And then, like, you know, people who have chrome cars need to get in the bin. But still, like, I really want a blue, yellow, green, and purple, like, silvery colour. Like, get over yourself. But peacocks are literally like, just walking around like, this is nice, isn't it? I'm a nice colour. Yeah, I see. What's that? Oh, God, what's the fuck out? Look at me. Look at these fucking 1,000 eyes on my ass. You see that? Yeah. Yeah, look at Oh, it's not on the peak. Okay. Retreat, Kevin, retreat. Just look at the body. I'm just here having a pet.
I was stretching, nothing more. Just having a stretch, nothing mind me.
Ignore that, Peter. Ignore that. That was nothing.
Oh, dear. Wanna fuck?
I can't find it. Where's the? I bet you can find it now, can't you? You sexy little fucker, eh? You randy bastard.
There is way too much animal sex going on at the start of this episode.
We need to really
too much.
PCO pod members into bestiality.
TMZ presents.
We're not. We're definitely not. We just thought it was funny conversations, funny topics, guys. All right. Still, how are you, Jamie? Anyway, you are?
I'm very well, my friend. I'm very well. I'm a little bit sleepy, but what the fuck's new? I'm working nights at the minute, so there we are. The sleep pattern gets destroyed as always. Woo! How about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm actually all right, man. I'm actually all right. And there's some things been going on behind the scenes. I'm sounding like one of them pricks now. I think I'm hot shit because I'm like, there's things going on that I can't talk about. There's some personal things going on that I'm currently sorting, shall we say, at this current point in time. You are fully aware of said things. So I'm currently working on some bits and pieces at the moment in my personal life to get back on track, shall we say. But yeah, I'm all right. It's I'm absolutely knackered, if I'm honest, because this is now my 4th recording night in a row. I've interviewed every night. I'm interviewing after we've done this. I'm interviewing tomorrow. And I'm just a bit worn out, I'm going to be honest.
I'm not surprised.
It also doesn't help that me and Braden play Rocket League, and we play Rocket League every night for the past 10 days.
That probably doesn't help also.
No. So, and with time going forward, that's the clock's going forward on Sunday night, yeah. So I'm now playing till like 1 a.m. when I was playing till midnight. Yeah, I need to sort that shit out. But there we are. So yeah, just I'm shattered. I need to try and get back into a bit more of a routine again, I think.
Yeah, probably definitely should.
Yeah. So but Jamie, before we start getting into the cruxy part of the show, do you remember Scottish Peppa Pig?
I do remember Scottish Peppa Pig. It's a highlight of the show.
Good. Welcome to Story Time with Tom.
Oh yes.
So this is called The Stolen Lunch. Okay, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Right, guys. My co-worker got his lunch stolen and had agreed to let him watch the security camera tape. This is the most excited I have ever been at a job ever. And I mean ever. The lunch in question was shrimp fried rice, which means this escalates from a misdemeanor to felony, I have no doubt. Case facts. Lunch was in the fridge for less than an hour before it vanished. No shrimp smell remnants in the microwave or kitchen area. This was a professional job. Holy shit, he's back. He's watched the tape. He knows who did it. So, the man whose lunch was stolen sits across from me. The person who stole his lunch sits right next to me. She left for the day before the investigation started. According to the video, this psychopath didn't even eat the food. She took it out the fridge and threw it and buried it in the trash. Her motives remain completely unknown. In lieu of what he saw on the tape, he had decided not to press the matter anymore. I can't say I blame him. We don't know what this woman's fully capable of. Points to clarify. He bought the shrimp fried rice around 11:30 a.m. in takeout, put it in the fridge to chill until he takes his lunch at noon. So she had exactly a 30-minute window of time to do what she did. There was no intention of microwaving the food. Update. Okay, so when the dude watched the video with HR, they asked him, what do you want to do about it? He told them he was solely interested in who did it and that he didn't want to be responsible for someone getting fired. Fair play. Fair enough, I feel. Yeah. After charges were dropped, HR sent a company-wide email about not stealing people's lunches. She is scheduled to arrive at work in 20 minutes. My blood is on cocaine. She has walked into the room. The room is dead silent. Dead fucking silent. Yet, there's a palpable explosive energy pulsing through everyone but her. From the moment she walked in, I've just been staring at her, watched her open her email. She's now clicked onto the goddamn HR email. Holy fuck, boys, strap in, here we go. Can't move. I simply cannot move. Anything could happen right now. Just seeing the HR email, she says out loud, "Whoa, someone stole someone's lunch? Who would do something like that? I may have to run out of this room." After she said that, the shrimp guy responds, "Well, yeah, it's not okay to throw someone's food away. We're all about to start screaming. This shit's about to get crazier." Then he says, she goes, "Oh, was it your lunch?" Beat, she continues, "Well, why would you go to HR about it?" She has simultaneously denied her involvement and called the guy who saved her job a snitch. You decide, and went straight back to work. After she said what she said, she looks quite wittingly calm. This is real. This is happening. We know who did it, but we don't know why. It's a post-production company, so we're in fact open today. She's been sitting 3 foot from me this entire time. Unbeknownst to the guy and the woman, I just ordered 3 shrimp fried rice plates for lunch, and we'll be hand delivering it to them. He took the fried rice from me with a big smile on her face. She's eating it and loving it. This is utter ruthlessness. I love shrimp fried rice, she says. I wish I could close up with a neat little bow, but it appears that we may never know why she did it. Maybe she doesn't know why she did it. Either way, I'm now forced to work 40 hours a week next to a cold-blooded individual. She's going to be fucking CEO someday.
It's wrong how much of the edge of my seat I was getting during that. I was like, wow.
Oh, really?
Like, wow, I want to know what happened to her. That's what you mean. I
it.
just sat here silent. Tell me more. Tell me more. What happened? Why
Absolutely amazing. I thought it was funny as fuck. That was story time with Tom. So,
story time with Tom.
Good. Jamie, how's your week been, my friend?
Oh, my week's been a little bit quiet, to be honest. I've been doing a lot of working. As I said, I've been Rihanna-ing. I went to see the kids on Friday.
Nice, how was that?
It was good fun. Lena was off school, so I got there a bit earlier, so I spent a bit of extra time with Lena. Went out for Claire's boy Zach on Sunday. Like I said, we went to Kitty Cafe and we had McDonald's and just had a walk around. It was good fun. We've done a couple of great interviews. One you will hear not next week, but the week after. Ooh. And we've done a great interview for our friends at the Razor's Edge. And that's pretty much it. I've really done nothing. It's been a very quiet week. Even turning to Becky's like, what have I done this week? She's like, nothing that I can think of. No, I didn't think so either. But there we are.
Get ready for your hollybobs.
Get ready for the hollybobs. Yeah. Getting ready for hollybobs. But the thing you are obviously going to want to know about, sir, is my adventures in 24 with Jack. Season 8, episode 19. Just started. I am going to quote the infamous Alkaline Trio and say, I was just a stupid kid last week. I take back every word that I said. Fuck me, this show's so good. Oh, I must have been in a slump or something last week, or I don't know, but something happened every week. I've just been like, what the fuck? Who the fuck? Why is she doing this? What's going on? Chloe's in charge. President Logan's back. Russians. What the fuck is going on? Oh, it's just so good. It's so good.
Logan's back.
Oh, that's
Logan is
snidey little bastard.
I know.
Oh, and the scene with the president. That wasn't very pretty. But I was gutted, absolutely gutted when it worked out and it was a postponed tape thing. Oh, my heart bled for Jack. And then the obvious thing that's just happened, my heart was bleeding for him more. Oh, you could tell this was supposed to be the last series because they're sort of making Jack be like, fuck everyone, I'm out of there.
Wait for those last few episodes, mate.
I can already tell. It hasn't even happened, but I just know where this is going. It's so good.
It is, how do we say, Jeremy, how do we say it?
Superb.
Yeah. It is
Don't do catchphrases,
delicious.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't really done anything this week. What about you?
Same, pretty much. We've done some wonderful interviews. But we've got one out next week, and then there's a week off, and then there's one.
Yeah,
there's one tomorrow, or on a Wednesday. That's going to be out the week after you return. So yeah, it's all very much mental. But of course, we've also been doing bloody shitloads of Razor's Edge stuff as well. So. We've got a lot of interviews in for the Razor's Edge, so make sure you're checking them out right now. I've actually got another interview for them after this. So we've got a lot of it's great. It's absolutely amazing. Like just, to help our friends out, to be a part of other companies as well, to assist an interview for them as well as doing our own stuff. So if you enjoy the Chronicles of Podcast, please head over to the Razor's Edge, over the Razor's Edge Rocks, and check out stuff on there as well. We've got some great interviews coming up. My interview with Ohms was just released this Tuesday with Paul Waller. How much he loves Kiss and ABBA at the same time. It's absolutely fantastic.
Good man.
So, Jamie, funnily enough, with the Razor's Edge interviews that I've done bar last night, Kiss comes up a lot.
Is that the greatest band on the planet?
Well, I mean, that's probably gone a bit too far. But yeah, so please go and check out the Razor's Edge. Well, if you enjoy our show, you'll absolutely love theirs. So, and it's all music based and all rock and metal based, done by the fans for the fans.
Your catchphrases here, kids.
Absolutely not. It's definitely theirs. So, other than that, man, just a lot of Rihanna. We started Ted Lasso. We're 2 episodes in on Ted Lasso at the moment. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I find it's a great comedy. But I'm also finding it can be cringe. And I'm not a big fan of cringe. So I'm struggling to get through, if that makes sense. I'm watching it, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like, I must watch the next one. It's like, oh, I'll give it a week or so, then I'll come back to it again. So I've literally been binging Frasier and Gogglebox.
Fair enough.
Because it's easy watching, it's hilarious, and it's just nice to chill to.
It's nice to have just like a chill program, and it's just like, I'll put it on now. It's just there.
Here's Frasier. I just watch it like I'm like glued. If it's going to be a chill, I like pissing myself laughing. It's so good. I'd love to get Instagram on this show. It'll be absolutely unbelievable. That'll be huge. But yeah, other than that, I watched the Scottish beat the Spanish in football last night. That was absolutely unbelievable. Unreal. It's the European qualifiers football. Spain have lost twice since 2006 in qualifying.
Oh, wow.
So we added third time the charm. It was an incredible game.
So everyone's going to be sulking when I go there next week then. Stupid fucking Scottish.
Maybe, because they were giving it, the Spanish players were giving it a bit of, the grass was too long. I kept falling over. Oh, fuck off.
It's just too long.
This is why I don't really do football much, because it's just full of whinges and, fucking, oh, he blew on me and I've broken my fibula. I'm not no. So I watch the international games, but club-wise, I'm not really asked. So that was absolutely fantastic. That's about it, really, my friend. To be honest, it's not a lot's really been going on. Just a lot of personal stuff.
It's a quiet weeks lately, but that's never a bad thing. Never a bad thing. No, I suppose now we're all caught up. We better go check up with this man right here.
Yes, going in from Braden at Stay Cozy. Come on, what's been going on?
All right, is this thing on?
Well, howdy doody, everybody.
This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more.
Gosh, Mickey.
That's right, folks, and we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
the Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man! That's right, Shaggy! Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boy!
The best advert ever, Jamie.
Ever.
Quite simply.
Completely agree.
But now it's time for your favourite segment of the week.
Yeah, it is.
It's time for Callum's Treachings.
Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
Callum is back once again to treat the nation all the wonderful nonsense that comes out of his brain and his mouth. So let's begin. Jamie,
Mm.
what is Callum Treachings this week?
It's more acceptable to wear 0 shoes than 1 shoe.
I mean, it's got a point. It's definitely more acceptable. Because I think people think, but then again, do people think you're more mental if you walk around in socks and barefoot outside, or they think you're more mental with 1 shoe on? Will they think you're homeless if you've got 1 shoe?
Depends if you're just walking normally or you're hopping on that 1 foot that's got a shoe on.
There's nothing worse than walking on concrete barefoot anyway.
This is very true. Also, walking in just 1 shoe feels so weird. I don't know how anyone can actually do that. I don't know what this is demonstrating, but it's
a world champion hopper.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. But there used to be a famous person in Birmingham called Pete the Feet, he was known as, because he never wore shoes or socks. And no one thought he was weird. Granted, they gave him the Feet as his nickname. But he was just Pete. Everyone knew him, and he wasn't that weird. But I imagine if he walked around with only 1 shoe on, they probably would have thought it was a bit weird.
If people walk around 1 shoe on, flamingos would be very impressed. They're like, they're learning. they're look at them. Tony, look, they're adjusting. They're adjusting to our kind, but I bet you can't do that in water. No.
Your shoe would get wet. Nothing worse than a wet sock, we know.
You land-walking fuck. You will have no chance in the pond here with us. No, absolutely.
Land-walking fuck.
Totally. Are they copying us? Are they taking the piss? He's dyed his hair blonde and pink as well. What's going on? Is he taking the fucking piss out of us, Tony?
If he turns up in a pink leotard, I'm going to knock him out. I'm just telling you, Tony. I'm just going to knock him out.
I think it's more mental to wear 1 shoe than none.
I agree. Definitely. It's definitely more mental to wear 1 shoe.
And it feels more mental to walk in 1 shoe than
Yeah, because you're fucking lopsided and weird.
I'd rather be like, than like,
I do it sometimes. Like, say we forgot something in the car, so I need to quickly run out. Like, I can't be asked to put my shoes on. I'll walk out and I'm literally just like I should just put my shoes on.
You do that weird hoppy type mental like run shit, don't you? Like when you're trying to cross the road and the car's coming really quickly or something. The weird like long-legged runs, the weird like it's not really a run, but it's not it's not a walk. It's just I don't know what the fuck it is, kind of.
It hurts too much to run, but you want to walk faster than a walk, so your body just makes this weird amalgamation.
Yeah, it's like your legs are gone before your body can get there.
It fucking hurts. Let's get there.
But still. Anyway, we move on. What else, Jamie? Is Callum Treaching us this week?
The invention of the golf cart turned out to be more popular than the sport itself.
Yeah.
Thanks, jackass.
Do you reckon, no, people only play that sport just to drive the carts?
Oh, definitely.
Go on.
I was going to say, I've often thought it must be cool to drive around in a golf cart, but I've never thought, I want to go play golf. So,
yeah, it's not the last thing on my mind, but I reckon they do it. And then I reckon they're absolute wankers about it as well. You're walking, pop and all that. You don't see what I'm driving here, Dave. Yes, lovely. It's a little cartridge, you know. Oh, but you have to be a member. You have to be a member.
Oh, yes.
Dave, okay.
Now,
you listen here, Rupert. I'm sick of your bullshit, okay? I'm sick of the way you talk down to me all the time, okay? Yes, but you're not a member, Dave, all right? People with really posh twatty names like mine only get membership here. Quentin, yes, have you seen Dave? The state of him, yes.
It's an exclusive club. He's only here because his friend brought him.
I'm going to play this game that requires no skill whatsoever apart from twatting a ball with a tiny stick. Yes, wonderful. And I'm going to twat it as far as I fucking can. Wonderful. It's gone 250 yards. I'll just get in my cart, shall I, Dave? I'll see you down there in about a year. Who fancies duck?
Has to be the other golf club that does the exact same thing, but it's shaped a bit differently. Because, you know...
Or one's to hit it, one's a driver to hit it, smack it fucking miles, and then one's like a wedge to chip it out of stuff. And then you've got different irons for whatever fucking... I don't know. I'm not a golfer. There's going to be some golfing fans that are like, you people are pricks. How dare you desecrate our sport?
I spent $7,000 on this bag of clubs. It's too heavy and too bulky to put anywhere.
So I hire a peasant to walk it for me.
That's the one that gets me, yeah. the caddy or whatever they call them, and the person that gets to carry the clubs, like, just fucking drag your own club, you posh bastard.
It's like,
okay, now
I'm too weak, Dave. I'm too weak, Quentin. I can't carry. Oh, here's Paul, the peasant. You carry this, you little fucker.
Oh, and by the way, I can't play this game in my normal clothes. I have to wear my checkered trousers and my jumper with no sleeves on.
Paul wants £1 coin. Paul wants £1 coin. Carry my little club, said you little bitch. Yeah. There's people that like golf, and that's fine. If you like golf and you enjoy it, that's fair. But it's literally a tourist sport, so not for me, thank you.
That's really amused me. Paul wants £1 coin.
They win fucking loads of money, though.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like PJ Tours and shit.
There's nothing wrong with the game of golf. It's just all the bullshit that surrounds it. Like, I played it once. Before fucking dreadful.
All our golf fans are massive goers. And finally, Jamie, what else is Callum teaching us this week?
Meatballs have to be the laziest named food in existence.
Yeah.
He's not wrong, is he? That and chicken. What part of it is it? It's chicken, all right? That's all you need to know.
Yeah, but then you could say about orange.
That's true. It's just an orange. Yeah. Yeah, I think orange might actually be up there as a contender. What's this? It's an orange. Why? Look at colour.
It tastes like orange. That's so weird, isn't it? It tastes like it. It is one. And it's the colour. Yeah, that's so funny. I wonder who invented that. It got some like, oh, I mean, what if I just met, like, the kids just go like, la, 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 la. I was passing on it and then went, oh, Daddy, I've made a ball. Like, meatball, look. Meatball. God, Dragon's Den. Now, listen here, I want 50 grand for the entire ownership of the company for meatballs. I'll offer you everything for no %.
We're originally going to call it beef ball, but it sounded a bit weird.
Well, actually, we're going to call it the F word, but we can't say it anymore, so it's definitely a meatball.
That took me a minute.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to call him, but my wife said I'm a fucking prick, so I wanted to call it F word, like actually weirdly thinking about it, because mince is also in there.
Yeah.
Are they? That's a conversation we don't want to be having right now.
It's just different seasonings, I think, because they're a unique flavour. Not going to say it because
Yeah, no, we don't say those words around here. But yeah,
even though we're not meaning in an offensive way, it's like the things that are listening would be like, they said that word, get them off the air. So, yeah.
But yeah, I love it. So yeah, orange up there. I mean, chicken, it's because it is a chicken. So you can't really say it's lazy because it's the name of the animal.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got pig, but we don't call it pig, we call it pork.
True. Yeah, fair. I mean,
we don't call it cow, we call it beef.
Yeah, lamb is lamb. So.
Lamb's another one, yeah. Baby sheep.
I just love that they've got a massive sausage and it's really hot. But what could we actually cook? I can't get hot sausage, it's weird. So, well, you know what? We've got your chicken and you got your lamb. Just call it a dog. What? Just call. Do you know what? I can't be out. We've been here for 12 fucking hours and I can't be bothered anymore with these stupid names. Just call it a fucking dog and let's get out of here. Okay. Then.
What the fuck is it called, a hot dog? I feel like I don't want to know the origins of that name, actually, now I'm thinking about it.
He might end down a rabbit hole here, but fuck screwed up penises.
Okay, well, no one wants that.
Exactly. I shall call it meat ball. Meatball. Oh, wonderful. Therefore, I am a scholar. I am a pioneer. My life is complete.
I really like that. Fucking just killing us again. Love this man and his clever little brain.
We do love Callum's Treachings. They are absolutely superb every single week, Jamie.
Every single week.
Every single week. Super. So the only problem now is I have to follow.
Yeah, you do.
It's time for Tom's Journal.
Ooh.
And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal.
So, Jamie.
Yes.
Someone just said, Coca-Cola can remove rust from metal. Imagine what it's doing to your body. Get rid of the rust, idiot. Wait, that's not how it works. Well, let's see. I've been drinking this soda now, and my body's rust-free. Not sure where you're getting your facts from.
That's a fucking good point. It's a very, very good point. So if anyone's got like pins in their elbows and shit, they ain't getting rusty if you keep drinking Coke.
Exactly. Coke for healthy joints.
Would like to point out we are not medical professions. I may work in a hospital, but doesn't mean I know shit all about health. Don't take advice from us.
That reminds me, I was when I was working earlier, one of my delegates asked me to come on the podcast to talk about data and healthcare, and I was like, it's not really that kind of podcast, I'll be honest.
If you want us to look at you and go, good job.
You know what you should do, Jamie? You know what you should do? This is definitely for you. You should ask a rival dad if he likes his vehicle. Then tell him you're considering getting one for your daughter when she turns 16. Absolutely brutal.
So I can't really do that because they go, what about your vehicle? And I go, you leave my push bike alone, you.
Yes, healthy driving.
Healthy driving. I like that. I'm stealing that.
Do you know what, right, Jamie? UK holidays are too expensive to be in the UK. I get St. Ives is nice, but sure not £500 a night, and you can still see a Tesco's and Royal Mail vans.
That's what I love. Your holiday in the UK, you're like, oh, it's nice to be away, but there's so many things that remind you of home. And then when you go abroad, you're like, oh, fuck me, there's a Tesco. Isn't that wonderful? Let's take a picture of Tesco in Spain.
Fucking British people. Every time.
No pleasing British people.
No. You literally go to a restaurant and you go, I don't want that foreign book. You got any chips? Yeah, fish and chips, please. For fuck's sake.
My dad came around yesterday. We were talking about the holiday we're going to in Spain. And he's like, there's a lovely Italian restaurant. I was like, we're going to Spain. Why are we going to an Italian restaurant?
Whereabouts in Spain are you going?
Murcia.
Oh, nice.
About an hour away from Alicante, apparently.
Stunning. It was my someone I know just got back from Alicante. It was 27 degrees, so enjoy that.
Yeah, I've been looking at the weather. Yesterday it was like 27, 28 degrees most days. I was like, ooh.
It's Bloodstock all over again. Woo!
Yeah.
The best thing about European countries is you get breezes and wind and that sort of thing. You don't get like in the UK where it's just a dome of heat.
Although apparently it's forecast to rain on our first weekend there.
I bet it's like hot rain though. Would be lush.
Probably.
Be having a shower. Yeah. But Jamie, I was walking in the jungle, right? And I saw this lizard on his hind legs telling jokes, which I found weird. So I turned to the local tribesman and said, that lizard's really funny. And he went, mate, that's not a lizard. It's a stunt comedian.
I don't know if that is one of the best or worst jokes you've ever told.
That was great.
Fucking hell.
That was fucking great. But going on to another point, right? Why is spending hours on Rightmove looking at houses you could never afford so fun?
Oh, it's the
13 million 3-bedroom flat in Mayfair. Yeah, I'm not really sure the layout's right for my IKEA coffee table.
When we were looking to buy a house, we always used to just look at the most bizarre shit we could find. You've got to. It's just fun to look inside other people's houses as well. Just why not?
Both go to buy one day, but that's a story for another time. I don't like you, Jamie, but if I was an Italian plumber whose girlfriend was constantly being imprisoned in castles by an evil fire-breathing lizard, I would simply not take part in recreational go-kart races with aforementioned lizard.
One way to try and get her back. Just race it.
It's such a weird concept, isn't it? You keep stealing my missus, you bitch. What the fuck are you doing here? Oh, you fancy a race? Yeah, all right then. The only thing is, Bowser, I might throw tortoise shells and banana skins at you. Yeah, it's fine. It's all part of the race, isn't it?
You'll get all your mates involved. We make it a tag team. Sure, why the fuck not? Get everyone in.
You can bring Waluigi and Wario in if you want from the alternative universe.
How many times does Bowser need to kidnap Peach now? Like, just take the fucking hint, mate. She don't want you.
Do you know what, Jamie? Right? I'm so thankful to have such a great boss. We want to send congratulations to Jonathan Warrington for being the employee of the month. Jonathan will get a 3-day and night all expenses paid hunting and fishing trip to Arkansas for his hard work. So, let's reiterate. This is my brother's page. He owns his own company. He is the boss. He is literally the only employee.
Basically, I'm going on holiday and I wanted this to sound good.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely fantastically written.
That's superb.
I'll give you a couple more. 6-year-old, Daddy, do dragons fart fire? Look, I don't know. I thought you went to college.
Why do I want to know that now? Second, do they? I want to know. Do dragons fart fire?
I mean, they're not real, mate, so probably not.
No, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, why am I thinking this through so much? They're not real.
Yeah. Oh my God, do they actually do? Do they actually? If they were to exist. Oh, well, they don't. Never mind.
I could just write it and it makes it true.
And finally, Jamie, one for you, because this made no sense to me. I had to reread it about 15 times to make sense of it. My toddler asked me to give her chicken nuggets a checkup. After giving all the nuggets a medical exam, I realised my toddler was asking for ketchup.
Well, I don't know what's more painful, is the fact that is something I would do, or the fact that person didn't realise the fact the kid didn't stop him either to go, no.
Yeah, look at the kid was going, Daddy, what are you doing?
I know if that was Olivia, she'd be like, no, I want tomato sauce. Sort it. Because she's a bossy turd.
Can you imagine if she's got like the fucking defibrillator? Boop. But Daddy, I want to get a checkup. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, love. Boop. Gonna be some 15 mils of epinephrine stat.
Definitely dead, love. I'm sorry. It's just not saving it.
Yeah, it's fine. Here you go. You can eat that one. And that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
Beautiful, beautiful journal.
Thank you very much, sir. I thoroughly appreciate it. It's getting a lot harder to find funny shit on the internet these days, I'm not going to lie, with how many episodes we've done now. I'm like, fuck, I'm really running out of stuff. But if I keep providing, I always will. So it's always a nice little bit of je ne sais quoi to the show. So, but I do think now I should go and get that pizza from over there.
Oh, we definitely should.
Absolutely. Welcome to the Chronicles of Becky Baldwin.
Becky Baldwin is an incredible musician and possibly the busiest bass player in all of the UK. She's part of two incredible bands, being Hands Off Gretel and Fury. And most recently, she got to live out an absolute dream of touring North America as part of this little rock band. You may have heard of them, called Mercyful Fate, alongside King Diamond and co. What an incredible, incredible opportunity that was. And we got to sit down and talk to Becky all about her career, her life, and how this bloody opportunity came about. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, Becky, thank you so much for taking the time out to sit and chat to us. I really hope that you enjoyed Abba Voyage and Devin Townsend that I know you've been to recently. So, yeah, And we shall see you April 29th at the Primordial Festival. Looking forward to seeing Fury. Amy!
Yes, sir.
Any final words at all?
Just a massive thank you to Becky. And if any of you people are listening who are at Bloodstock, you can finally get the answer to the question. Who the hell is Becky Baldwin?
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, it's Becky Baldwin.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you another incredibly talented guest. As we all know, my hometown of Birmingham is the home of metal, and this week's guest is further proof as to why. As soon as I heard that filthy bass line open into the song Burnout by Fury, I knew we had to talk to that bass player. So we are. Playing with bands like Fury, Hands Off Gretel, and recently getting to live a real-life version of Rockstar featuring Mark Wahlberg by playing and performing the iconic Mercyful Fate. It's the lady who had a feel of people in Derbyshire ask, who the hell is Becky Baldwin? Boys and girls, this week join us as we bring you the Chronicles of Becky Baldwin.
Hello.
Hello.
Just real quick, because the Bloodstock thing, when you got over the tannoy, everyone was like, oh, someone's getting proposed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, is there going to be someone going on stage if I can propose it, eh? Yeah, crazy. Why did they announce it? Just that we missing, or?
No, I think they were interested in documenting it and kind of showing how like it was kind of spontaneous, like it wasn't really planned ahead of time, and I was surprised on the day with being asked about doing this thing, and they couldn't announce then and there that I was going to be playing bass with them, but they wanted just to, I don't know, start a bit of like people talking about the whole thing, and I don't know whether what happened, what people were talking about was what they wanted them to talk about, but they were just interested to see what people would say about it, and just, I don't know, stir a bit of intrigue into the whole situation. And it kind of worked. Like I was reading some of the Bloodstock forums and stuff, and what people were, the ideas they were throwing around about what they thought it was going to be, and it was quite funny.
Wonderful. Well, I think we should take a quick step back. We will get to the whole Mercyful Fate stuff, but we like to chronologically do shit because we're just weird, and I think maybe have some form of ADHD. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, just matter. Take us back to the pandemic, then, your pandemic season, as it were. Like, how the last few years been for you?
So yeah, the pandemic season was like definitely a struggle, because I was taking more of a turn with my work towards live music. I mean, I've always been like playing live as my career, but I turned less towards like function bands and more towards original bands, and my original bands had tours coming up to promote new EPs and new albums, so there was a lot like invested in terms of time and money into these tours coming off, and being as successful as they had been, in the way they'd been going before. So it was a big shock, and it was very difficult to deal with. Just like it was just not knowing when we were going to come back to it. At first, when it was like, oh, it's a few months, like, okay, we'll have to postpone this, like this sucks, like a lot of bands in my kind of level just wouldn't think of cancelling a gig, like would do anything to make a gig go ahead. Someone's ill, someone's like, broken their leg, you just go and do it, or you always find a way. But having to like pull a whole tour and not knowing when you could move it to was like very scary, and moving it and then having to move it again and again as lockdowns continued. That was, it was really hard. I mean, I adapted in any ways that I could. I started doing Patreon stuff, started doing more online stuff, like reaching more of an online audience. So with Fury in particular, we were very much used to just tour all the time and play, and we have a big fan base in the UK, really, like it's going well. But we hadn't thought about online stuff as much, and having that opportunity to speak to all of our fans online, and then have the opportunity to grow those fans online did make a big difference to the band. We suddenly started seeing that we're sending new CDs to loads of countries all over the world. So, you know, there was good things that came of it, but definitely it was a bad thing overall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I felt so sorry for musicians during that time. You can guarantee there's probably some of the older bands that were just like, oh, rest for 5 minutes. I quite like this idea. But then there's others, like you say, you're trying to get that name out there, get a tour in, you've got all this stuff playing, you're like, oh shit, I guess I'll sit at home in my pants and
yeah, you get a bit of momentum, and then it just kind of stunts you. You don't really know what you're meant to be doing now. You're like, okay, yeah, I don't know what can you plan for when you can't really make a plan because you don't know how the world is going to look in the next like 6 months to a year. And that was the thing that started getting worse and worse when it became like more than 9 months a year, when it came into its second year, and it was like, is there even a future in music? Is there a career in music that that's feasible for any of us? And like knowing that Brexit was at the end of that following year, like I don't know, yeah, it was very difficult times. But you know, at least like there are a lot of bands still going. You know, my bands did just about survive. But yeah, there's so many bands that didn't.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, because there was no money put into the arts or the music industry at all. Like venues were closing down. And like you say, when it came to second year, everyone was like, are we actually going to get out of this? Is this actually going to be around forever? Because, you know, after when you get to like a November lockdown and it locked down like in early of like 21, I think it was, and you're just like, fuck, we're not going to be here forever now. This is just going to be it. This is going to be normal. Everyone's going to stay away from each other. You know, we'll have to have
really
like
depressing. Yeah, it was just a depressing season as well to be stuck inside all the time. Like normally when you have these, you know, darker days and like, you know, like very cold nights, you get together and you kind of hang out and do things together. But having the whole winter on your own and just like not allowed to see anyone, I think a lot of my friends and myself were all losing our minds a little bit.
You found it there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. She's not 100% sure, but But Becky, take us back to the days of young Miss Baldwin. What did young Becky want to be when she was growing up? Has it always been music for you, or was it something completely different originally?
When I was like very young, I wanted to be a vet because I really love animals, and I still do. I still would love to work with animals one day, but I don't know. You have to be quite clever to be a vet, and like I was doing quite well, you know, at school and stuff, and then it got to a point where I was like, I've discovered rock music now, and I don't want to study anymore. Yeah, I was just like, no, metal is my whole personality now. Like I don't want to do anything else. And yeah, once I got more into music and stuff, I realized that was more suited to my intellect.
What drew you to
maybe one
music?
day I'll do so. Sorry.
What actually drew you to music? What made you go and go as soon as you discovered metal? Went, fuck, that's it. That's exactly what I want to do.
I think, I don't know, I guess just like watching other bands and just the feeling you get when you're watching a live band. So I, you know, with my parents when I was a kid, we always went to like local village festivals and saw bands and things, and it was just like the biggest thrill to see people playing really cool music, and you just always picture yourself doing that kind of thing and be like, yeah, I could do that, and like people will think I'm cool as well. So and then, you know, as my taste then kind of developed more into the kind of music I listen to now, then you were really idolizing these particular people, these characters, like Lemmy. I was always really thought like he made the bass so cool, and people like that, Alice Cooper, these kind of like bands that you are kind of entry level of the kind of older heavy metal and shock rock and classic rock, that kind of things that are just, I don't know, really interesting to a young person who's into kind of horror and I don't know, kind of the darker side of life, I guess. And like you always feel a bit different, and suddenly those feelings of being on the outside and a bit excluded from, I don't know, like your group in school and stuff, you start being like, well, those people don't look like everyone else, but everyone thinks they're cool still. Or not everyone, but there are lots of people that think they're cool. And I don't know, you just kind of want to pursue that kind of, I don't know what it is, I don't know whether it is like, oh, I want people to like look up to me and think that I'm really super cool, because I don't know if it's that. It's just something really exciting about playing music and being on stage and all of that stuff.
I get it. That is exactly why I think the metal community is why they call it a community. You don't have the R&B community, but for the metal fans, you do say a metal community because it is like that. You say, I'm different, they're different. Oh, they're also different. Friends.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. I love that. But how is it you fell into the world of metal? Was it your parents introduced you to that, or was it friends group?
It was mostly like the internet, and we got like Sky TV at home. Like before, it was just kind of what's on radio and what's on Top of the Pops, and just stuff that you end up like listening to there. But when we got Sky TV and they had like Scuzz and P-Rock and Kerrang, then I just kind of discovered some of these, and we recently just got the internet as well, and I was like, I could look up all of these artists and download them on LimeWire and Kazaa and ruin my family computer. Sorry, Lars, I didn't download. I bought your albums actually, Metallica. But yeah, like, and then just down a complete rabbit hole. Like, I guess the first bands would be Metallica, Evanescence, Linkin Park, that kind of thing. Then I really latched onto Metallica. They were like my favorite band like ever for years. And then down a huge rabbit hole with all like the message boards that were around at the time, kind of working my way back from that, like discovering the bands that influenced Metallica and the kind of heavier bands from that. And so it was like, my parents do listen to rock music. My dad's more into kind of like Hawkwind and a lot of like, I don't know, he's into a range of stuff, but I feel like we all kind of discovered the kind of alternative and metal stuff around the same time, just because like suddenly everything's opened up because of the internet and because of these extra music channels and things.
P-Rock does not get enough love.
It was too short-lived.
Very much so.
I forgot all about P-Rock, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it was one of like the smaller channels, and then it kind of disappeared or got like got turned into something else that wasn't quite as good. But yeah, I was there. Showing my age now.
So what age? Oh, sorry. Come on.
No, you're good to get. I was going to say Kazaa as well. It just took me back a little bit. I was like, bloody hell! I remember those days, teenage days. VHSs just record Scuzz for hours.
Yeah. Oh, when you download songs that are like mislabeled, and so you think they're this by this band, and then years later you're like, oh, this is Judas Priest. I thought this was this other band. Like, it was mislabeled. It was on my MP3 player for years, and I just always thought it was them.
Oh, so good. Or you'd find ones that were like Metallica plus Slipknot plus Linkin Park plus Papa Roach, and you're like,
I'm going to download that. Yes.
That's amazing.
And it turns out it's just some like rubbish local bands that are just like use it a plan to like just get on everyone's. It's a virus. It's actually just a virus. It's no.
Computers melts like shit.
Sorry, Mom. But at what age did you decide to start playing an instrument?
So I got my bass, my first bass for my 13th birthday. So that was when I started doing like a rock instrument. Before then, I played a little bit of piano and keyboards and stuff, but I wasn't very good at it, and I wasn't very good at like practicing. I don't know. I kind of ran out of steam quite a lot and got bored of it and moved on. And then I'd stop for a few months, and I'd be like, oh no, I want to come back to it, and I'd start again. So yeah, the discipline was not there for piano, but once I picked up a bass, I was like, yep, I have a million things that I want to learn on this instrument, and let's go. So yeah, it really kind of captured what I wanted to do when as soon as I found bass guitar.
I love that.
Why bass though? Why? Because obviously everybody initially goes for guitar straight away. That's everyone's first ever thing go to, and then they normally either go to drums or play bass because they have to. But what? I don't mean that. I'm not trying to sound like a prick, by the way. I'm not. Everyone goes, shits on the bassist, but like, why bass? I'm just intrigued.
Yeah. Well, I guess really it was because some of my friends at school started playing guitar. And my sister started playing guitar as well. And I was like, I want to join in, but they already have guitarists. Like there's already loads of them. Like, how can I join in but not be copying you? And I don't know if my parents will let me have a drum kit. So like, what else can I do? And they're like, well, you try bass. I'm like, what is bass? And then I started like being like, oh, okay, that's bass, like Lemmy in Hawkwind and Motorhead and stuff, and like that cool guy with the cool mustache from The Darkness, that's a bass player. And I'm like, oh, bass players are cool. I like these guys. And then yeah, it really stuck. I was like, nope, bass is fine by me. Like I don't need to, I don't have any interest in the guitar or the drums or the vocals or anything else. That was fine with me. But yeah, so it wasn't really like it didn't draw me in immediately, I guess. But once I kind of got what it was, I identified more, I think, with the bass player of the band. They kind of, I don't know, they're not in like the forefront, I guess, so much, but they've got a kind of quiet, understated coolness about them. I don't know. That's what I think, anyway. So I don't know, like System of a Down, like a Shavo or a Shavo, whatever you call it, like with the cool beard, and those are the kind of bass players I was seeing at the time, and I was like, no, they're still cool. Like they may not be the one who, not everyone knows their name. They might be focusing on the other members, but like they've got something really cool going on, and like I aspire to be like that.
Not bad. I love it. I think bass is great. You can get some sick fucking riffs on bass guitar. It's unreal. Yeah. I remember a band called Do you remember a band called Whitmore?
Yes, I do remember. Yeah.
Always had bass solos, and you're like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah. That's a blast from the past. I haven't listened to them since I was like 13, 14. Wow.
Yeah, I don't even think they're on Spotify at all. I think Allison might be the song Allison, but I don't think anything else is.
That was a banger.
That was a great YouTube after this, Becky. That's what we were doing.
Yeah, yes. Going on a deep dive into like early 2000s alternative rock.
Yeah, let's get P-Rock back. Just put P-Rock in and then live the dream again.
So at what point did you go like, okay, this is cool, I got a bass, I can play with my sister, my friends, this is awesome, to go, no, I want this to be my future, this will be my career, I want to be a professional bass player?
I think it probably even came before getting the bass. It was kind of like, I'm going to become a professional bass player. I want to be one of those people. So I need to get a bass first, and then I'll do that. so yeah, it was kind of as soon as I had got into that kind of music, the kind of rock music, I wanted to do that thing, like becoming a musician. And then it was just, okay, how do I do that? Like, what instrument do I do? Which bass do I get? What stuff do I learn? And then this band whole thing, going into it that way. But yeah, I really wanted to do it as my job already. And yeah, like, I don't know, I guess at the start, I think I could have taken it or left it, like the whole, am I going to be a vet or am I going to be a rock star thing? It was like, which one should I choose? I was like, yeah, both would be fine. But yeah, like I think I kind of knew that I'd be heading in that direction. That was more exciting to me at the time.
I love that. We laughed that off, but that is really inspirational. People listen to this, like young age went, I want to be a bass player. What does it take? Okay, I'll do that. Sorted. Hey, I'm now a bass player. I'm on stage.
Yeah.
You've had your plan and followed it, and that is awesome. I love that so much.
Thank you.
So you went on to study professional musicianship at Bristol. What is that?
Yeah, it's a very like catch-all term. So you learn, like, you do have lessons on your instrument, so you'll learn about like session playing in your instrument. So like a session bass player, if you needed to fill in for someone or do a recording session or something like this. So you'd learn all different styles of music. This was this was at BIM, and it's all contemporary music. So it's everything from like 50s to current day kind of music, compared to a lot of other music degrees, which are more like based in classical music and stuff like this. But you can kind of study your area of specialism. For me, actually, I looked into musical theatre because I was kind of interested in that kind of musical theatre pit work kind of stuff. But you also can take a course in like a module in teaching. You take a module on business, like how to understand contracts, and commercial band management, stuff like this. So like lots of different ways. They kind of show you all the different ways you can make money and succeed as a musician, and then you just kind of pick your area and go and pursue that. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just a very weird name for it.
yeah. So it's just, I don't know, like when people say like, oh, what do you do for your job then? And you're like, oh, I'm a musician. Like they're like, well, what does that actually entail day to day? You're just like, oh my God. Like it's either like, there's so many little things that you just, I do a bit of this, and then I did that for a few hours, and I did this. But yeah, it is quite hard to be like, this is my job on this day. It very much varies throughout like the time of year and everything. So yeah, it's just all these little avenues that you need to like learn a bit about and see where you fit into the music industry, because there's so many different roles in the music industry that you might find you're going there pursuing, I'm learning drums or something like this, then you find out, oh, actually I'm a better booking agent, or I'm a better like lighting design. You could do something else that's adjacent to the music industry, but you have a degree in it, so that helps. It totally doesn't help, but no, it does help.
That's all. That can be like so invaluable, I can imagine, though, in doing the career you've done so far, because there's probably a ton of people going, I want to be a bass player. Okay, should we start a band? Sweet. Should we go play shows in a pub? Yeah, sure. And that, you don't know what to do past that. So having that information must be amazing, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I could have ended up stuck in that situation. So when I finished secondary school, I really wanted to just finish there, get a part-time job, and just like form a band, work with my band, and like we'll figure it out, But like my parents said, like, come on, just like check out some of these music. You can still do music, but get a degree. It will be a good idea. And I was like, ah. And then I went along to one of the open days, and I was like, oh no, this is pretty cool. Actually, I could see myself doing this, and I'm so glad I did, because like I was so clueless about everything that was to do with like running a band or playing professionally in any way. So although I was laughing about how it really helps to have a degree, the degree itself doesn't really like, for some people it might help you get a certain job, but most of the time you're self-employed, nobody cares like what degree you've got. But just all the information is just I don't think I'd be able to do any of this without moving to Bristol, being immersed by music and all these music professionals that I met there, and building those relationships with other musicians that I later on ended up working with, and all that kind of stuff. Like growing up in a small town, like village, there wasn't many musicians there, and at that time I was like, I don't know any like bass players that are much better than me. Like I've got this sorted. I don't know any other. I didn't know any other bass players. Like there weren't any. So, you have to go into a bigger pond and like see what other people are doing to be like, okay, no, I get what I actually have to do to succeed. So even like what I've done so far, like by no means like my bands aren't big. We're playing like. We're getting onto the bigger festivals, but we're like right down here in tiny writing and stuff like this. Like we've not made it, but I wouldn't have even been able to get this far if it wasn't for the things I learned at university. So yeah, it is good. It is like just really good knowledge, but it's like you don't need a degree to do it, and it's not like the degree has given me that. It's the knowledge and the people I met.
I go in. I could imagine on your first day to turn up and going, "Hi, my name's Becky. I'm the best bass player in my village. Granted, I'm the only one, but I'm the best. So you're gonna love me."
Yeah, and then like watch everyone else play. They'd be like, "Oh, who's gonna go and cry in the toilets now?" That actually happened. Well, I didn't say I'm the best. I just went in and was like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet everyone." And then like everyone kind of played a bit, and then I was like, "Excuse me, I'm gonna hide in the toilets for the rest of today."
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, bless it. Yeah.
And then I was just like calling my parents, like, I don't think I'm right for this. I'm gonna come home. And they're like, you have to stay. And I'm like, okay. But I think I was probably the most improved bass player of my year group. So that's all right. Because I don't think I did not have I just there was a lot of things that was just kind of missing from my knowledge, because there wasn't really a bass teacher in where I was like growing up. There was like a few bass, there was guitar teachers that would also teach a bit of bass. So I learned how to like jam along with a guitarist who's playing chords, and I can like jam along on the bass. But I didn't learn like slap style. I didn't learn anything that's very like specifically bass orientated stuff. So when they kind of came to those parts of the like degree course, I was like, yeah, I'm back to like square one, lesson one. Like, how do I do this?
What does it do again? Can you remind me what this is? What do I do with it?
But now you could find all those people you studied with and go, did you just tour with Mercyful Fate? No, I did. Bye. I was looking on your website, and some of the early recordings was Howard Sinclair, Triaxis, Control the Storm. Is that the session work you're referring to earlier, that sort of stuff?
So the Howard Sinclair stuff that was like a folk rock musician that was in Bristol when I was working there, and we kind of like I started playing with him, and then I agreed to record on his album and stuff. But no, I was in a band called Triaxis. When did I join? 2014. And then we did that album 0 Hour, and it kind of disbanded around 2018, I think. And then also Control the Storm, the Beast Inside album. I was with them for that. But yeah, it was just kind of like I was with them for a number of years, and then Triaxis kind of disbanded, and I left Triaxis. I left Control the Storm in 2016, I think it was. Just kind of too busy, really, the schedules and things. Like I was also working with a punk band called I Destroy, and at one point I was in like 7 bands, and it was a bit mad.
Because obviously majority of people because obviously you're a session basis on it, you play for anybody that'll be like, can you help us with this? So obviously you play with Fury and Hands Off Gretel, is that correct?
Yeah. So those are the 2 bands that I'm in. Yeah.
Amazing. What made you want to do bit of both? Because I think normally people just go, I'm in this band and that's it. Whereas obviously you've gone off and gone, okay, well, somebody wants me for a bit of jazz, and I might go and do a bit of urban, and then maybe do a bit of folk, and then maybe go over here and do, I don't know, my brain's gone. Like steel drum music? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Any genre of music, Tom. Any genre of music.
My brain was like, I was like, come on, what's native to Africa? Come on, brain, think. And my brain's going, no, sorry, Tom, you're on your own. You're on your own. That's all. We'll go with steel drums. I'm pretty sure they're Jamaican, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll keep going with it anyway. But so I think my original question was, how come you wanted to dabble in both worlds?
I guess it was the natural progression of coming from university and doing it, because in university they're very encouraging of doing as many different styles as you can and try them all out and try and improve on all of those. And because you're gearing up to become a full-time professional musician, you're you're kind of got your fingers in quite a few pies. You're trying to figure out what's right for you. And so like, especially for when I came out of uni, I was trying to do music as full-time, my only job, full-time thing. Whereas like my band members that you're with, they may have a day job and then do the band on the side. And it's like, well, I need to be in other bands to make this work. I've got a lot more time to put in than you do, so I can put my time into some other things as well. So, you know, I might be doing that, and like, you know, so you might be doing some recording and then some playing with like covers bands and function gigs. And so like it always came to a point where I'd be like, okay, I'll do that, and I've got a bit of time for this, and I might just like dep for a band. So like before I joined Hansel of Gretel, I was filling in with them for a summer. And then at the end of it, they asked me to join, and I was like, oh, actually, like I did have a lot of fun doing this, and like you guys have a really good work ethic, and I wanted to join. Same with Fury, I depped for them for a tour, and then at the end of the tour, their permanent bass player was leaving, and so they asked me to join. And again, I was like, yeah, I had a great time. I'm having a bit of a difficult time, like just stopping once I get going. You know, once you've learned all the songs and you've got, you know, you're getting a bit of friendship with the band members, it's hard to stop. So yeah, like that, just the natural way of going. And over time, like when I was in a lot of bands, it was kind of like, okay, all these bands want to play the weekends, and I only have this many weekends per year. And as certain bands got busier, it meant like having to let go of bands that weren't as busy or weren't right to the kind of music that I wanted to play, for example. So, you know, before I was playing with like hip hop artists and all kinds of stuff, and now it's just one metal band and one alternative rock band, and I'm like, okay, that's cut down quite a few from before, so this is good for me.
I imagine doing that session work though, it's probably essential, I'd probably say, to young musicians, because like you say, you're learning so many different styles of music. It must be so, what's the word I'm after here? I can't think of the word I'm after, but yeah, it must be great to do it. Rewarding, that's the word. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. You can't think of his own words, but you can think of mine. But yeah, it must be really rewarding getting to learn all these new skills.
Yeah, absolutely. And those can all feed into, you know, different genres and stuff. Like I was really into a lot of the funk stuff, the kind of covers band stuff I was doing that was a lot of like funk influence stuff. And, you know, sometimes I love a little funky bass line in the metal songs I'm recording, or, you know, you have a cool blues thing where you got a nice walking bass line. And I love using that stuff in Fury bass lines, because it just adds so much more color compared to just like, oh, just follow the guitar, just do a riff, stay on the root note. If you can like walk around with it, that's like really fun. So, you know, doing all those different types of music just makes you the bass player you are. Like, which bits of which genres do you want to just like throw together?
How do you like remember it all? It's what, you know, like, all the different styles, all the different, I suppose, because do you finger pick? Is it finger picking?
Yeah.
Or do you use a pick? Oh, okay. Like,
yeah,
to remember all the styles and all the different ways of, and how these songs get played, how those songs get played, and those covers get done. Like, it's incredible how you must remember everything.
Well, I think it depends if you use it or if like it just starts going to like the foggy part of your brain, you know. You know, if you're using those skills quite often, then they're always there ready for you. And like, you know, if you play certain songs often, you're going to remember what's going on. But yeah, if you stop using them, then you're going to start forgetting those techniques and those styles. So I you know, I try and keep them in as much as possible. But you know, because I'm also like a teacher, that helps to kind of bring in a few different styles as well, because it's like, yes, you have to learn this funk song, yes, you have to learn this blues stuff, and that's a little refresher for me to be like, okay, yeah, this is how we're supposed to be playing this. So yeah, there's always ways to bring it back up to the front of your brain.
I suppose it's like song lyrics, isn't it? Like, everyone remembers like so many songs. It's crazy how you can hear us. You haven't listened to a song for like 6 months, a year. You play it again, and it's like, blah, blah, and just remember the entire thing. Like, where did that come from? Like, where did I store that?
Or like some advert from like the late 90s that you haven't heard in years. And then you're like, bongo, bongo.
They drink it in the Congo. Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And yeah, it's still in there somewhere. You're like, don't know why. Didn't need it, but I can still remember the Yop song and stuff like that.
Yup, me mama good. Yup, me mama. Give me up, me mama to the morning cooks. Awesome. Yeah, that's because I forgot all about that. Yeah, and then you just unlocked that, and I went, "Oh my god, I remember that."
Yeah, once you started singing it, like all the words are coming, and you're like, I could keep going, I could do the dance. I'm glad you stopped when you did, but
like, no, I'm so sorry.
I knew you could keep going.
Let's talk about the Mercyful Fate show, shall we? Let's get on to that. So obviously, like we said at the start of this interview, the announcement was made at Bloodstock that somebody was either searching for you or people thought a proposal was happening. How did all this come around then? How did they approach you? Did you inquire?
No. So I was watching who was it? Dimmu Borgir were on, and one of my friends was playing on like the Sophie stage earlier that day, and I know that this phone signal's really bad at Bloodstock most of the time, so I was like, I'll just wander into VIP and see if he's there, because I don't think I'll be able to have a chance to. Texting him probably isn't going to work, so I'll just like wander around the Serpent's Lair bar and just do a little loop and see if he's there. And I do this little loop, and then my friend Sophie from Painkiller Clothing, she comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, it sounds kind of random, but I need you to meet someone." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll meet whoever you want, yeah." And she's like, "Wait here," and I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Yeah, Livia wants to meet you," and I'm like, "Don't know who Livia is, but cool, yeah, I'll meet her. Yeah, I'll wait." And then she's like, "Don't go anywhere," and I'm like, "Okay, very important that I meet Livia. Like, don't know who this is." And then she kind of disappeared, and then came back and was like, "Yeah, come with me." I'm like, "Oh, so she's not here, or she's out there? What's going on?" And then I realized she's leading me to the backstage, this like the side of the main stage of Bloodstock, and I'm like, "Who's Livia?" I'm like, "I need to know." And like, why are we going next to the main stage? And then we go back, and I'm thinking like, okay, the next band on tonight is Mercyful Fate. Like they're gonna be here. Like, I wonder if I'll see them. And then I start speaking to someone who I figured out was Mercyful Fate's manager, and he was like, "Oh, do you know why you're here?" And I'm like, "I have no idea why I'm here. I'm meeting Livia." And they were like, "Oh, Mercyful Fate needs to speak to you." And I'm like, "What? Oh my god, I'm gonna meet Mercyful Fate. This is incredible." They're like, "Yeah, they want to ask you to come on tour." And I'm like, "Doing what?" Merch? What do they need? What do they need me for? Is there going to be some kind of like live sacrifice? Am I going to be like tied to a stake and burned? Like, I'll do it. I'm up for it. But they were like, "No, they need a bass player." I'm like, "Oh, right. I can do that." And yeah, so it turns out Livia is King Diamond's wife. And so she's like, she was kind of doing a bit of like the kind of liaison and stuff, and help like kind of like his assistant on this tour. And she had realized that I was at Bloodstock, and a couple of days before they decided that they were thinking of asking me to do it. And because she had heard that I was at Bloodstock, she's like, "Well, we might as well ask her in person and like meet her and, you know, show that we're genuine about this." So she knew Sophie of Painkiller Clothing, and then sent Sophie to come and find me. And luckily I was in the VIP in the Serpent's Lair area, easy to be found. Just at that moment that she was looking for me. So which is really lucky, because like that last year's Bloodstock was so hot, I spent most of the time not in the arena, actually just like trying to shelter from the sun. And the internet was so bad, like I didn't have much signal, and so I had been messaged by Livia and a couple of other people in the Mercyful Fate team, but because it was like in my other inbox on Instagram that wasn't loading up, I didn't see the message. So good job. Wow, I was at the right place at the right time.
But so, how did Mercyful Fate even know who you were?
That was my question as well. So Hank Sherman, the guitarist, he had been following me on Instagram, or he had seen my videos on Instagram or something. Like he'd seen my videos come up a couple of times doing covers of other bands. Because I was like, "Oh, it must have been I did a cover of Into the Coven back in like 2017." And he's like, "Oh no, I didn't see that. I saw some other stuff though." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that's fine, that's cool. But I did do that. Like I did do a pretty good cover. I think you should watch it." And he's like, yeah, that's not in the set list. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So you must have known their songs already. You must have, I imagine.
I only knew Into the Coven to play, but I knew Mercyful Fate quite well. Like I had the first album I'd listened to on repeat since I was like 15 or something. So I was very familiar with the first album, not as much the second one, but still knew quite a bit of them. And then the rest of their other couple of albums, just random download from Kazaa. So I just don't even know what band they are. Like, but a few singles from the later albums. So yeah, there was still like a lot from someone who knows the band and like familiar with like the history, but I'm not like, they've been going for such a long time. There was so much to learn about them that I was just like kind of coming into it being like, oh hi, yeah, I've got one of the albums and I have been researching like hell since you asked me to join. But if I felt, I don't know, it's just very strange, very bizarre situation.
That is so that's amazing. It's amazing though. But so this, obviously what we said at the start, that whole can Becky Baldwin come to the stage, did you even know that was on the screen or anything then? If you were backstage?
So they did say, yes, we're going to, they were like, okay, we're going to do this thing where we're going to like call you to the stage. And they were like, well, obviously like we would have tried to do this before, but we weren't sure if you'd be around, and weren't sure if you'd actually want to get on stage because it might not be a good time for you. So we wanted to ask you just in case, like, is it okay to do that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't know. My brain wasn't really functioning at this point. I'd just been asked to like play with Mercyful Fate, and I was just like, I'll do anything. Yeah, sure. I'll do my best to like keep it together, speaking to Bloodstock. But of course, like they didn't say what I was going to be doing. So then all the kind of rumors started coming up, be like, oh, I thought we were going to get proposed to, or like, because later on in the set, when Mercyful Fate played, he brought King brought his son Byron on stage, and some people in the groups were like, oh, I thought she was the mother of that kid that came on stage, and like, or like, oh, I thought it was like King's wife or something, and I'm just like, I'm also a bass player, like I may be a woman, but my job isn't just to get married and have children. And yeah, when they said, oh, we're going to see more of her, it was kind of, I don't know, of course people didn't know that was going to happen, or even that they were looking for a bass player for this situation, for that tour. So it must have been a bit random. But there were some people who did know me already. Sorry.
So for those unaware, why did they even need a bass player? Mercyful Fate has a bass player.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was. Oh, how that happened?
I was going to say, so why did they even need you to play for them in the first place?
Oh, so their bass player is Joey Vera, and he also plays in Armored Saint. And Armored Saint are kind of like his thing. I think he's like one of the original members. He's one of the main driving forces behind the band. And because of like some COVID stuff, things being moved around, there was a tour that Armored Saint was supporting Wasp in North America. And that got moved. Some things got moved around, and basically the Armored Saint tour and the Mercyful Fate tour ended up being the same month. And so he couldn't really get out of the Armored Saint thing because it's kind of like his band. So he had to. The band were happy to be like, well, we'll just find someone else just to cover those shows for you. And that ended up being me. So that's great.
It's
thanks,
Wasp.
Thanks, Wasp. Yeah. Thanks, Armored Saint. Thanks, Joey. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate that.
Like, that was great.
How mental.
Thanks, COVID.
That's okay. I'm going to put something that's going to be great to then be headlining on the Saturday night on the main stage. Like, what a transition that is from just being a regular, just enjoying the festival, to actually playing the main stage, headlining.
Well, I was just there to say hello, and like, Joey was there to play it. But being able to play for that kind of caliber band, it's just insane. All the bands that I've been in are very small, DIY kind of units. Like, we do the merch ourselves. We kind of, I don't know, book the gigs ourselves a lot of the time, and it's just the team of like 4 or 5 people. and then moving over to Mercyful Fate, where there's someone in charge of everything. It's really cool. Like, it's a huge crew. There's a lot of people that are counting on you to make things go right, and there's a lot of people that you can count on to make things go right, if you know what I mean. So and yeah, just like a band with so much history and so many like really intense fans, which is great. So in this tour, it was the first time Mercyful Fate had toured in the USA for about 23 years. So there was a lot of fans that had like never seen them before, listened to them like all their lives and never seen the band. So they were like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And so it was really cool to be like at that very special time for those fans and for the band to come back to the USA.
That's mad. I didn't realize it was such a monumental tour for the band as well. That's even more crazy. But
yeah,
just touching on Bloodstock and that, I saw, I hope you don't mind me bringing this up, I saw on your social media you made a post saying like you weren't even 100% sure about going to Bloodstock for various reasons. I bet you're bloody glad you decided to go now.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of, I was like, oh, I really want to see Mercyful Fate, but like, I don't know, I kind of left it very much to the last minute to get a ticket, and I wasn't sure who was going of my friends groups. I was like, oh, am I going to be, I was having like difficulty with like anxiety at other festivals earlier that year. So I was like, do I really want to be like on my own, not with my friend group, in a much bigger festival, a lot more going on? I don't know if I can hack it. But then me and one of my best friends, we were like, let's get these like last minute tickets like on the Tuesday of the week, a couple of days before the festival. And it was like, well, if you're going, we'll be okay. I'll be okay if you're there, and you'll be okay if I'm there. Let's get these tickets very last minute and let's go. So yeah, I'm really glad that I went. Yeah.
But the tour, like, as you're saying, I've seen nothing but incredible praise. I was doing my research for this and I was looking at posts and little videos, and everyone was like, Becky fucking killed it. It was so good. But there's one video which stood out amongst them all, and that is Dave Grohl going fucking crazy watching Mercyful Fate. That must be insane for you to see.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. I didn't know that he was going to come to any of the shows. I was very excited about who, like, what like celebrities might be coming to some of the shows, because as I said, the band haven't been to the USA for a really long time. There's going to be a lot of like famous people in America, like a lot of like metal musicians that would like want to come and see this show. But I wasn't expecting Dave Grohl, not at all. And then like I was like kind of backstage in LA, and then I think the assistant came up to me. She was like, I didn't expect to see Dave Grohl wandering around. I'm like, you say what? Say what? Like, he's here? And they're like, it's like, yeah. I think like we have to like make some room. Like, like he's Dave Grohl. He can't really be hanging around certain places. So he needs to find like places he can go. So kind of have like a bit less like pressure and stuff. And then I met him at the end. I got a really nice two-handed handshake, and he said he had a great night and it was great to see me play. And I was like, oh my God. And then afterwards I came across that video of him really enjoying the Mercyful Fate set, and I was like, I have to post this. This is really cool. Screaming about Satan and like
it's amazing. Man,
I didn't like I know everyone loves Dave Grohl, but like I thought everyone loved Dave Grohl, but there's that things that post that video. There's been a lot of hate for Dave Grohl on the post, and I was like, I didn't know that Dave Grohl got hate. Like, he's so nice. What's going on? There was only a bit, but it was mostly like, oh, why is he screaming about Satan? Like, Jesus will not take his soul now. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, and are people shocked about this? People are like, oh, I expected more from you, Dave. And it's like, he literally played Satan in a movie. Did you not know? Are you actually a Dave Grohl fan and you didn't know that he dresses as Satan, has done that multiple times in his life? He's a pretty metal guy. Like he's if you think he's a Jesus guy, like I don't know, maybe you need to have a word with yourself.
Is there any like particular standout moments from this tour though for yourself? Anyway, you look back and you're like, I can't believe that fucking happened.
Yeah, I mean, there was that one, the Dave Grohl thing. There was when we went to Mexico. So after like USA, we came back, and then there was two festivals in Mexico. And the first one was Hell and Heaven Festival, which I think is like 80,000 capacity or something ridiculous like that. And so we played just before. So on our stage, we played, and then afterwards was Megadeth, and then on our stage after us was Kiss. So it was like yeah, Anthrax, then us, then Megadeth, then Kiss, and I was like, oh my god, Kiss are on next, like in this space. And I met Frank Bello from Anthrax just before we went on, and he played my bass. He was like, oh yeah, can I give that a go? I'm like, yes, you can. Here you go. So that was crazy. And there was, I think they said it was probably around 60,000 people that watched us for that set. I think a lot of them were waiting for Kiss. They were a bit like, what is going on here? They didn't really like the kind of audience member for Kiss, the people who are really obsessed with them and are trying to get to the front of the yeah. Like, but I don't know, your average Kiss fan trying to get to the front of the audience, and then they have to sit through Mercyful Fate, and they're like, okay, I like the makeup, but this is different.
I didn't know a man could hit that high note.
Oh, yeah. These are longer and it's about different subjects, but yeah. But that was really, really cool. And then the second festival we played was in Monterey, and Judas Priest were headlining, and so I met Rob Halford after we played, and that was like so cool because I think he kind of came in the room, he didn't really know who everyone was and stuff, but he spoke to King for a little bit, and King was like, oh, this is our bass player Becky, she lives in Birmingham, and he's like, Birmingham, oh my god, like where in Birmingham do you live? And like we're just having a little chat about like Midlands things, and that was just great until he had to like go and play, and then I got to watch Judas Priest play as well, so that was really cool.
That's amazing. I was going to say, did you mention the fact you're from Birmingham? Because, to Rob, you've got to.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But taking it round to what you're doing now, have you had many people follow you from Mercyful Fate to discover Fury, to discover Hands Off Gretel?
Yes, yeah. So I've been, while I was on the tour, there was a lot of new people following me, and I still kept like posting occasionally about Fury stuff. So, and yeah, people saying like, oh, I saw you play in whichever state, and they're like, oh, now I've discovered Fury and I really like it, and that's like great news. And I think there are some similarities between Mercyful Fate and Fury, like they're both like kind of classic metal and like very like riffy, vocals that divide opinion actually sometimes, but I guess all vocals divide opinion. But yeah, a lot of people will be like, not sure about this guy's vocals, and I'm like, I bet the people say the same about King. So I'm like, if there's people who are like more open-minded about what vocals are like, then we want those kind of fans.
Can anyone have a problem with Julian's vocals?
I know, I don't understand.
What?
Someone was like, oh, he kind of sounds like Vince Neil, and I don't really get it for this kind of music. And I'm like, it does not sound like Vince Neil.
I can understand what Julian's saying. So no, he doesn't sound like Vince Neil. He could probably say the words "kickstart my heart," not "kickstart my hat." No, but Julia, one of the notes I made when I was listening to Furious, like, my God, this man's voice is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I think it's amazing. I think he's got a great voice. I think I don't know. I'm very biased, but I think it's one of the best like voices in metal. Really, got to say it.
Amazing. And same with Lauren. Her voice is absolutely incredible. You surround yourself with incredible vocalists and bands in general. It's absolutely amazing to see. Yeah, they're both like really good. But yeah, I'm hoping that now we definitely got more orders to the USA of Fury CDs and stuff. So there are people saying, come to the USA, and I'm like, not so easy for a small band like us, but we'll try. And it'll be interesting when Hands Off Gretel start touring again, if we have more of the metal fans coming along and seeing what Hands Off Gretel do, because I don't know, like I think they're all the kind of music that can reach into different genres, and like people who
typically like different genres tend to find something in Hands Off Gretel that they like, even if it is like in its core more of a punk kind of alternative rock grunge band. There's a lot of things that like metalheads are like, hell yeah, that's cool. So yeah, looking forward to going back with them at some point.
Amazing. Just quickly, just wrapping up the Mercyful Fate stuff, is there any plans to work with them again that you know of, or is it just back to normal now?
It's just back to normal, really. They said, you know, if the opportunity ever comes up again, I'm going to be the first person that they speak to. So yeah, just hopefully Armored Saint get busy. But you know, it's like it's Joey's job now, like as it has been for the last few years. So like that is his place, and I've always understood that. So I was just glad to have had that opportunity to do it for a couple of months, and that's really cool. And you know, now I've been able to have a taste of it and play in front of all those people, and it'd be exciting to see what comes next if anything else does come of it. But yeah, there's no plans really.
The only way, as the M people once said, the only way is up. You know, like I said, the crowd absolutely loved what I saw, the clips of you. There's a clip of you with King just pushing you to the front of the stage as well. And everyone just fucking went crazy. And I was like, I don't even know this person. I'm going to interview her in a couple of days. I don't know her. And I'm so happy and proud for her. It's amazing to see.
Thanks.
It's phenomenal. But doing my research for this as well, I also discovered, and something I really admired as well, was the Bristol Rock Centre and your work doing tuition, like I said. For those unaware, though, what exactly is the BRC?
So yeah, the Bristol Rock Centre is a school that I kind of co-founded when I lived in Bristol. I moved to Bristol to study at uni there, but after I was kind of finishing uni, me and a couple of other ex-students of BIM, the university, set up our own teaching company because the guitar teacher Rich, he started teaching people, and then they kept asking him for more and more like people to teach. Like he was kind of full to capacity, and people were asking for bass lessons and drum lessons, singing lessons. He's like, I know loads of people who'd be good enough to teach, but they have nowhere to teach from because like they're just teaching in their bedroom and stuff. But I do have this space that I can that they can use. So we started teaching from his garage, and then it kind of grew from there. We ended up getting a premises in like 2013, where we had a few rooms, where there's like rehearsal rooms and stuff, so we could have several teachers teaching at the same time. And then we started trying to encourage especially the young students to play together. So we like force them into bands. I'd be like, okay, bass player, the guitarist, drummer, similar age. Okay, you've all learned this song now. Like, go and play, and we're gonna make you rehearse, and then we're gonna book a like showcase little gig, and then you're gonna prepare for that, and your parents are gonna watch you, and it's all just a nice safe space where you can have a go at like doing the band thing and the live music thing, and see how you get on, really. But actually a lot of adults took it up. It was really popular for adults to meet other people. I guess it's more like when you're learning, there are a lot of people out there that are playing, but they're more a kind of semi-professional level and stuff, and you're not quite ready for that, but you are learning. You do want to play with other people who are at similar level. So we were kind of like matchmakers for musicians and stuff. We're like, where we can put them in situations where they're not going to feel out of their depth, and they're going to feel like they're around the kind of people that will, I don't know, just learn together, So yeah, that was kind of what we were doing down there.
That's awesome.
It's cool, like trying to, like you're passing on your knowledge to like the next generation sort of. Even though you said you had adults turn up and everything, but like it's like, that's what I learned. So now I'm going to teach the next people who can then teach the people after that, and then teach people after that, and like becoming a bit of a pioneer, Becky. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, but no, it's good to see some of our students then go on and I don't know, they grow up so fast. Like you start teaching them, they're like 13, and then suddenly they're starting at the university that you studied at, a few years ago. It was obviously like 5 years before, but it was really good to see them. And they've already got some experience at that point because they've been forced into bands by us for years. I don't know. Kids just need a push these days. Like, they if you let them be, they might just like play video games all day. So you have to like force them to fill their schedule with like music and nonsense.
Or just like live on Snapchat or TikTok. That's literally what it is, isn't it? Kids,
yeah.
Incredible. Is BRC still going? And obviously you live in Birmingham now, but is it still going?
Yeah, so BRC is still going. I don't teach there anymore because I moved to Birmingham a few years ago. But yeah, I'm still kind of one of the co-founders. Like, I guess I kind of director, but I'm kind of I don't have much running in the day to day anymore. So, occasionally I go back and we put on a Christmas gig in Bristol, and sometimes other tutors perform at this gig and students come along and stuff. But I've taken more of a back seat since I've moved away. But the school is still there. Like, if you're in Bristol area, like, check it out.
Incredible. But what are you working on at the moment that you can talk about, or have you got anything coming out or just come out that you want people to go check out?
I guess there isn't much that's come out recently. Like, the last thing was like just a year ago, the Fury album came out. But we are working on a new little single, which is a bit different. Like, we're doing a little collaboration thing with Luke Appleton. And I think we can say it's acoustic. It's an acoustic track. But that's going to be coming out next month. So that's another Fury thing. And after that, I don't know, we're writing a new Fury album for next year. And we're touring in the UK. So yeah, this year is mostly like finish writing and then record the album for Fury's album 5. Get this new single going next month, and tour. And I do kind of a Patreon at the moment. So I set it up during like lockdown and coronavirus and all that stuff, because I was like, I have no way to make money. What shall I do? And then I thought, I've always wanted to do this Patreon thing. Like, it's been going around for a little while, and I thought I should try it at some point. Now is a perfect time because I can't do anything else. So yeah, I started that then, and it's been going really well. Like, it's been, sort of, it has to take kind of play second fiddle really to my bands, but I always find a way to make it work. So it's more like whatever I'm doing is my main thing. Like on the Mercyful Fate tour, I was trying to film like behind the scenes content to go on my Patreon. And then if I'm home, then I'm like, okay, I can focus more on bass videos and transcriptions and other stuff that people might be interested in while I'm home. So that's been kind of what's taking up most of my time at the moment.
Incredible. Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing this. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest before we start?
I do, Becky. I'll let you enjoy your side of that, and I'm just thinking. You're all good. You're all good. Basically, obviously, kicking ass in the world of rock and metal as a female bassist, like paving the way, shall we say, for the younger generation coming up. But when you first started and went, you know what, I want to play bass guitar. I don't want to be a vet. I want to, absolutely kick it on stage with amazing people and amazing bands and teach as well. Did you ever think that when you got to now, like, this would be your life so far, like being on stage and with touring the US and all that sort of thing?
I kind of thought, I don't know. I always try and like remember what I was expecting of the music industry. I kind of thought it'd be easier, I thought it would be easier to kind of start a band and with your mates, and then you kind of start touring, and then you get some fans, and then suddenly whoosh, there it goes. Like, suddenly you're huge and then you're everywhere. Like when you read all these books about certain bands in the early days, all the bands that make books about their lives, I guess they had a very like quick ascension to like stardom and things like this. So you think, oh yeah, that'll happen and this will happen, and then like record label, like private jets, everything will be great. So I don't know, I kind of I just expected it to like happen in a different way. Not that I'm massively disappointed. I didn't think I expected more, but I just kind of just thought it would happen a lot quicker. I thought that by this, I don't know, especially when you're young, you think that 25 is really old, for example. And so I was like, oh, I'm sure by the time I'm 22, I'll be like already been there, done that, and like done it all. So there is kind of that, but then if anyone had said to me, like, do you think, like, if I was listening to Mercyful Fate, like when I first bought their album back in like many years ago, if someone said like, you might one day play with them, what do you think about that? I'd be like, no, that's just silly. Like, they're this like enormous band that like have influenced Metallica, like my favorite band. Like, there's no way that I would ever have the chance to play with them. But then here you go. So this is like, even, I don't know, in a way even cooler than what I was expecting, because I don't know, I just kind of expected that I don't know, I have a band with my friends and we'd be really cool, but then the record label will want to change us, and then I'd have to like dye my hair blonde and like get eyelash extensions and sell out totally. That's kind of what I expected to happen, but like none of that happened.
Sound almost disappointed. You're like, I wanted to dye my hair and my eyelash extensions.
I wanted to sell out. Oh, goodbye. Where's the money?
You're right what you're saying about books. I was like, I remember reading the Dirt, the Motley Crue book, and like, yeah, we played on the Sunset Strip, and then someone came to see us and they signed us, and then the next thing you know, we're on tour with Ozzy Osbourne. I was like, surely there's more to it than that. Like,
yeah,
there was some harder work put into it than that.
Yeah, surely there was a few more steps along the way. Like, just like get rid of all of the really boring months and years where something else happened.
I think they base it on followers now, don't they? Followers and views you've had and stuff on social media and all that crap.
Yeah. It's just a completely different industry now. Like, I don't think labels really do that. They don't go out and, you don't have to play London all the time, so you get discovered by an A&R person. It's like they will just like look on your thing, like, oh, lots of views. Okay, let's look at your TikTok. Okay, lots of interaction. And then, something may happen because of that. But even then, they're not going to be like, here's a record deal. They're just going to be like, sign over everything to us and you shall see what happens. It's like, there's no money in it for them to actually offer you anything interesting. It's just kind of, do you want to just give us money and you might get some good gigs? And then you just have to like sign away all of your rights to everything. So I don't know. It's, I don't know. The music industry is a very strange beast and I still don't understand it.
And you went to uni and everything. Bastards.
I like, it was all for nothing, obviously. I wasn't paying attention.
Too much crying in the bathroom. That's what it was.
It's just busy crying, sorry.
What I love is whenever we talk to musicians, are like, music industry, it's bullshit, it makes no sense. Why'd you do it? Because I fucking love it. And I wouldn't do anything else. It's the best.
Yeah.
One last question for myself before we start wrapping up. I know this might be asking you to like pick a favourite child or something, but if there's someone listening to this and they're like, do you know what? I like this Becky. I like the cut of her jib. I'm going to go check out some of the bands she's playing with. If you could recommend like one or two songs from the band you played with, people to go check out, you're like extra proud of, what might they be?
Okay, I guess from Fury, I would recommend Burnout. It's the most kind of like just like catchy one, and it starts with a bass solo, and then it has another bass solo in it just for good measure.
And you get to dress like a mechanic in the video.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, yep. Still don't know how to fix cars though. That's unfortunate. Oh, it's funny because the Fury van broke down in November, and it's still not fixed yet, and it's like, is this like the universe like telling us off for dressing as mechanics? To be like, you're not really mechanics though, are you? Like, your van is broken and you don't know what's going on. And all the guys at the garage be like, oh, this has been, you need a new injector and you need this, and you're like, don't know what you're saying. Like, I don't know what that is. Anyway, so yeah, Burnout, definitely top recommended. I think, I guess from Hands Off Gretel, I would go for She Thinks She's Punk Rock and Roll. It's just like really snappy short song. And I don't know, if you're into that kind of like punk stuff, and if you're into like kind of female fronted, female empowerment in like rock music, then that's like a really cool one. Phenomenal.
Becky, this has been so much fun. I really appreciate taking out time to do this. We've had an absolute blast talking to you.
It has been fun. Yes, I really enjoyed this. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. But before you do get out of here, are there any plugs, social medias, anything you want people to go and check out?
Please check out if you check out my website, all of the links are there. So my website is beckybaldwinbase.com. And from there, you can find my YouTube. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And then you can find Fury's website on furyofficial.co.uk. And we have all of our like tour dates and stuff. We're touring in the UK this year, and our web store and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Incredible.
Becky, this has been amazing.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, it's
much.
been great. I've had a lot of fun.
Good. So we're really pleased. And we look forward to seeing you at Primordial Festival at the end of April.
Oh, great. Yes. That's
It's going to be awesome. Really looking forward to it. So we are there on behalf of these lovely people. So we shall be there to enjoy suck Fury in with our eyes. It's going to be great.
Great. Yes.
We should definitely see you there. And if you're a Bloodstock, we'll see you there as well because we're going to be there. So.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I will be there.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Becky. It's been amazing.
Oh, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too. Take care of yourself. I'll speak to you soon.
Care.
All right. Bye.
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 What a fascinating and just wonderful conversation. I found this so inspiring. The fact she was like, no, I'm going to be a bass player. And she don't fucking quit. And she makes it. It's incredible.
Yeah, I love that. At the beginning of the interview, I think she was quite apprehensive as to be like, what have I let myself in for? But then she really lets her guard down. And it's an absolutely incredible interview. And I can understand, with the two of us that are just fucking... so, yeah.
We're going to throw fucking questions at you. Deal with it.
It was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Thanks for taking the time to chat to us. We really, really appreciate it. We absolutely loved it. And hearing all your story. And we hope the Fury tour's going well. We hope that you guys out there enjoyed listening to it as much as we do recording it.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely.
Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com. Mr. Stevens.
Hiya.
It's audience participation time.
That's a bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge. This week, I said, we all like to think about TV and movies that we watch, but sometimes our brains go a little bit into overdrive. So this week, we are asking, what are your favourite TV/movie fan theories? What say you, Mr. Stevens?
I haven't got any because I don't do all that sort of shit. But I did find out recently that Brum, the car, was called Brum because he's from Birmingham, not because he goes Brum Brum.
How
mental is that? No, I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah, he lives in Bourton on the Water, but he's from Birmingham.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just thought it was called Brum because it was a car. But it's called Brum because he's from Birmingham. Little factoid for you there, ladies and gentlemen. Those who didn't know.
I love that. I thought he was called Brum because he goes Brum Brum. Oh. Let's get some audience answers. Actually, I just realised I didn't say mine. My favourite one, although it's daunting as anything, is the Finding Nemo one. That the whole of Finding Nemo is basically Marlin's imagination and his way of dealing with grief after the fish that I've forgotten the name of basically eats all of his babies and kills his wife. It's all kinds of fucked up.
Who's Marlin?
Marlin's the dad in Finding Nemo. It's Nemo's dad.
Oh, okay.
So they're basically saying Finding Nemo doesn't happen because he gets knocked out and hits his head after the big fish attacks. And everyone's saying the film is actually his imagination and his way of coping with grief from losing everyone. I was like, fuck, that's dark.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
But let's get some audience answers. In one that really made me laugh, Ollie Roylance. My theory is that Andrew Tate thinks he's in the Matrix.
Yeah. I hope he stays locked up forever, the prick.
I know, right? He's an absolute fucking knobhead. Gemma Vilks says, I think that Mr. Bean is an alien, and that's why he drops from the sky from a bright light at the start of the episode and is confused by human ways.
Interesting.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's very interesting. Lydia Manson says, what about the Rugrats theory, where all of the babies are part of Angelica's imagination because she's lonely at home due to her parents working so much? That's fucking dark.
Like it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure why you'd imagine Phil and Lil. They're fucking annoying. George Nicholson. Jeff Nicholson, not George. Why did I say George? Anyway, Jeff Nicholson. The events of Greece are what Sandra hallucinates as her brain shut down, panicking for breath, drowning on one of her summer days. So it makes perfect sense with the flying car bit at the end, because she heads towards death. That's, again, really fucked up.
I've never seen Greece, so I can't comment.
I've seen it, but I don't remember it very well. But, yeah, a lot of these are analogies for very dark things. Shay Strickland, this is one I've heard before, and I really like this one. The theory that Winnie the Pooh characters all represent different mental illnesses, like Eeyore is depression, Piglet is anxiety, and so on and so forth. Tigger is ADHD. I like that. That's clever. It's clever, isn't it? Graham White. I believe that Indiana Jones is just Han Solo having a dream.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I like that one. Sorry. Yeah. Right. Graham Arnold. He's given us quite a few this one. Recess. The kids are all dead and their ghosts are haunting the school. So that's why you get so many stereotypes of kids from different eras all in one place.
Okay. Love Recess. What a show.
I know, right? Don't ruin Recess. Wall-E. There are hundreds and thousands of dead ships just drifting out in space. The commercial we see for the ships mentioned during the movie mentions that there will be multiple starships launching each day leading up to the flagship, the one we see in the film launching. Then at the end of the movie, after they return to Earth, we see a series of mosaics decrypting events all over the following decades where more plants grow, animals are reintroduced, etc. Yet no other ships seem to return. We know hundreds launched, yet only one ever comes home. Bom, bom, bom.
Never seen Wall-E, so I can't make any comment.
Back to the Future. Doc keeps showing up to save Marty because Marty died that many times. I like this one. This is clever. Biff chases Marty to a roof where he forces Marty to jump to his death. Doc goes back in time. There he is to save him. Biff chases Marty down a tunnel to run him over and kill him. Doc goes back in time, drops a rope to save him right at the last minute. Mad Dog lynches Marty, killing him, so Doc goes back in time to turn up with his rifle and save Marty right at the end, etc., etc. So Doc just keeps going to save Marty. I like that one. I like that one a lot. That's good. I've never heard that before. And he also says, Peter Pan, he's actually the angel of death and collects the souls of dying children. That's why they never grow up. That's fucked up. Why are they all so dark? Why can't there be any happy, fun time theories here? What's wrong with people?
Welcome to the human race. Nice to meet you.
Ryan Williams. He's got some good ones here. So conspiracy and fan theories are a rabbit hole that I fall down a little too easily. So here's the top 5 that I've known for a while. The Rugrats are a figment of Angelica's imagination because she was a lonely child, so she imagined the friends of her parents having kids so she could have friends to play with. So the theory is that Jesus Christ, let's get darker and darker. The theory is that all the kids died at birth. Tommy was a stillborn, and that's why Stewie's always making toys that the son he never knew. The Devils, I can't remember whose parents it is, had an abortion, so Angelica imagined a boy and girl twin because she didn't know the gender. Chucky and his mom die at birth, which is why Chaz is always nervous. Why are they so fucked up? I'm going for a happy, fun time one next week. This is just not how I planned this to happen. The Breakfast Club is really a bunch of students who died and are in purgatory. They're helping each other find peace with the lives that they left behind. What the fuck? The vehicles in cars are AI that adapted the personality of their owners before the purge of organic life. That one I like. That's great. That is brilliant. Harry Potter is a malnourished, delusional, and abused boy who imagined the events of the books and is still locked in the Dursleys' closet. What the fuck? And last but not least, Scooby-Doo. Fred and Daphne are swingers, Velma is bi, and Scooby and Shaggy are the stoners. I don't think there's ever denying the last one. I think that's a solid fact. And last but not least, I put this one last just because it made me laugh so much. It's absolutely brilliant. And it's Jerry Keane, ladies and gentlemen. A good one is that Indiana Jones was absolutely no use and not needed whatsoever in Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Nazis still got hold of the Ark and all died because they opened it. So if Indy hadn't have been there, all that would have happened is the Nazis got the Ark and they all opened it and they would have died. Therefore making his adventure, whilst great to watch, totally, completely fucking irrelevant. Brilliant. I love that. One of the most acclaimed movies of all time. Fucking pointless.
Brilliant.
Really made me laugh.
We really enjoy when you all get involved in Jamie's Participation Challenge. So thank you so much to everyone that participated this week. If you enjoy Jamie's Participation Challenge, Tom's Journal, Callum's Treachings, the absolute shit we speak at the beginning and the interview, you'll enjoy the other 79 editions of the Chronicles of Podcast wherever you get your podcast from, whether it be Google, Spotify, or Apple, etc. etc. We're also on YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell to get notified when new videos are released. And make sure you comment. Thank you, Ron. You can find all of our interviews and episodes on there. All of our hashtag WWW Way Back Wednesdays are on there. That's all our previous interviews from our old channels. All of our Bloodstock live interviews are on there. Our Bloodstock vlogs on there. And our Dublin Press vlog is on there as well for you thoroughly to enjoy. Lots and lots of content for you to get into your faces. You can also find us on Facebook at the Chronicles of Podcast. Make sure you press like, share it everywhere to your mates, buddies, send some memes and gifts, whatever you want. Stop emailing us and messaging us about fucking YouTube analytics, though. Jamie, what else you're on? What else are you looking for us? Where else can you find us on there?
You can find us sitting there on Spotify, listening to everything you can find by Fury, Hands Off Gretel, Mercyful Fate, you know, whatever our wonderful guest put her diddly hands to.
Absolutely. Or on the Twitter at TCO Pod. Whilst you're doing that, listen to Becky's bands and find us on Twitter. Where else can you find us?
You could sit in a spinny chair going, wee, I'm a dog's penis.
Absolutely. Or on the Instagram at TCO Pod. We're also on LinkedIn at the Chronicles of Podcast. Come check us on there. We're also on the TikTok at TCO Pod. Come and find us on there. Go look for Jamie's Chesty Hawks video. There's also a lot of highlight videos in there as well, which are just fantastic. I thoroughly enjoy watching them on a daily basis. And you can also come on down to our beautifully brand, spankingly sexy and wonderful little website at www.chroniclesofpodcast.com. You can find out all about us are on there, all of our episodes and shows are on there, all of our affiliations and sponsors are on there. And of course, the Chronicles of Podcast shop is on there as well, where you can get all your TCO Pod merch. And trust me, it's beautiful. That's it. Follow us on all the socials. Come on down. This is the show this of the week. Support us. Just get subscribed on that YouTube. Get subscribing and get buying a t-shirt or two.
Before we get out of here, shall we say thank you to a few of our friends?
Do it.
Oh, go on then. Every single week, you will hear beautiful, delicate music on this show. And that music is brought to you by one man, Mr. Singer-Songwriter himself, Matt Roberts. Go check out Matt on all of the social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Go follow him on YouTube. Go follow him on Spotify, wherever you get your music from. And go and listen to his brand new album, Light of Day. It is fantastic. No, it's superb. Go and check it out right now, wherever you get your music from. And as I say, make sure you're following Matt on all of the social medias because he does have a new exciting project coming very soon, which we can't wait to check out. And we will tell you all the details when he allows us to. But go and follow it now so you can see it before we even tell you about it. And of course, we have to say thank you to Mr. Braden Barry and his Stay Cozy Clothing. Head on over to www.staycozyclothing.com or download the smartphone app. Have a look what's on there. There's a sale right now because there's going to be some brand new lines coming very soon, which we cannot wait to see. But whatever you like at the moment, add one of them to your basket, including, I hope, that Sophie Lancaster collaborative t-shirt of 50% of the profits go to the foundation. And then once you get to the checkout, enter that discount code, The Chronicles, and get yourself 10% off your order. A little gift from Mr. Barry to you guys. But if you want to throw that extra little bit of support to Braden Barry, like we know you do, go check out all of his music for Say We Can Fly, because he's just released a brand new album, Beneath the Roses. It is absolutely fantastic. It is. I know all bands say this, and I say this about their latest release, but it's the best thing he's ever done. It is incredible. Go and check it out right now. We cannot promote it enough to you guys. Go and check it out right now. Well, in about 10 minutes' time, once the show's finished. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. We cannot wait to be supporting these guys. We've got a huge summer planned with them. But in the meantime, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com, click on that hate crime tab and fill in that questionnaire. That questionnaire is so important if you've ever been treated differently because of the music you listen to, because of the way you dress, anything, no matter what it is. If you've been treated differently simply for being a part of the alternative community, then we need your feedback, because it is a strand of hate crime. Whether the police and the laws want to admit it or not, it is. There is no doubt about it. What happened to Sophie proves that, for the fact she was targeted simply because of the way she was dressed. And it still happens today. It happened to me. It happened to Mr. Stevens when we were younger. So how about we finally put this to a stop? So please help us, help them, fill in that questionnaire, share it with your friends, share it with your family, and please support us doing that. And last but not least, massive thank you to this handsome devil right there.
Right back at you, my friend. Right back at you. Jamie, another absolutely wonderful episode there.
Absolutely glorious. 80 editions. Oof.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to seeing you for the next episode, next edition, next week, for the Chronicles of Bill Cott. But as for now, we'll see you all next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye!